Hi, everyone. This is Michael from the Mount Rushmore podcast. Sorry about the delay of recent shows. This episode, 200, is our season recap show that was supposed to come out at the very end of last year, but it didn't. The holiday crunch delayed it a bit, but we're back on track for 2020. Also, I fully understand the irony of being late, especially after I boasted about 200 straight weeks of episodes in the first few minutes of this episode you're about to hear. I must have been tempting fate. Enjoy.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Mount Rushmore of the Mount Rushmore podcast season 4, Mount Rushmores. My name is Jeff, and I'm joined as always by my good friends Richard.
Hello.
And Michael.
Howdy.
If you've followed us this far, you know what they do, and we have had a few of these year-end episodes before, so you may have heard one, and so you know what they're like, where we look back and we gratefully examine the opportunity we've had to get together and debate and deliberate the most ubiquitous aspects of any given thing and talk about it, and you've listened, and we appreciate it, so we're going to reminisce about the fun we've had. Who wants to start?
I'll start.
Okay.
This is also our 200th episode.
Holy smokes.
And we have been doing, listen, this is something that I'm very proud of.
200 of the known episodes.
Released episodes.
This is 199. We had 100. No, we had
No.
This is me talking to my son
Unauthorized.
Felix. We had 198 episodes that we'd recorded, like for the actual episode, and
Okay.
then we released one earlier this year, which was like from the vaults, like Disney opening up the vaults.
Otherwise known as we were too lazy to record that week.
No, we were never too lazy. We were just busy.
Busy.
Oh, sure.
Sure.
Three busy men, three busy families.
Yeah.
And this is our 200th episode, and we've done 200 weeks in a row. We have never missed one.
Wow.
Some have come out a little late, like maybe on a Friday or Saturday or something. Maybe a Monday. Rare one.
No, I don't think we ever did a
Never
Monday.
quite did that.
No.
But very proud of that. Very proud to have spent the last 4 years with you two gentlemen doing this thing that we devoted to, like, just kind of on a whim as kickball was dying down for us.
I think the podcast weren't even a thing yet. We just got
we
together.
invented it.
Yeah.
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 We're going to be like like when you hear the story about the bluesman who nobody remembers, but he's the one who invented slide guitar.
That's right.
That's us.
Yes. Blind Richard Manfredi.
I was, we were at a restaurant, and I was, this, before we came out here, and, they bring out the little placemat for my child and the crayons, which he ignored. So I started coloring, and I told my wife that I invented making it darker around the edges.
Oh, really?
And slightly lighter. She found that funny. Felix says, "What are you talking about?" And I said, "Just a funny joke."
Just a funny joke.
My first choice for this year, the Mount Rushmore of breaking the fourth wall.
Oh.
Which is one of my choices.
Lovely.
Which I love this conversation. I loved that we both started out with the same thing, Richard, which is it's Gary Shandling show.
Right.
And then it just kind of went on from there. We talked about the sensational She-Hulk. We talked about Deadpool. We talked about the song Glass Onion. And also, this episode featured my favorite pick that has ever been done on this podcast between any one of us.
Oh.
And that was Richard's choice for Duck Amuck.
Oh.
Nice.
Which I thought was just, I was mad at myself for not choosing it. And it was, if you don't know the cartoon, it is a Chuck Jones cartoon.
Yes.
Featuring Daffy Duck primarily.
Oh,
where
that's
he's
right.
being drawn
He's being
and
erased
redrawn
and-
and erased
Yeah.
and being changed. And he's constantly talking back to the animator. And of course, by the end, you pull out and reveal that it's Bugs Bunny doing it. But I was so mad that I didn't choose it, and was so jealous of Richard for choosing it. And it was just one of those things that makes this podcast just delightful. It's just like, oh, I was too narrow-minded, or I wasn't broad enough. I didn't think outside the box enough, especially for breaking the fourth wall.
Right.
And I just thought that this was one of those great episodes that I thought we were all firing on like all cylinders.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite episodes of the season as well.
All right. We'll just all be quiet for
Jeff
that.
has no. Just let's think about that for a second, shall
Well,
we?
you know that last. If I have any kind of voice in this, do I judge? Is this one I judge, which is a reminiscence?
It's just an exhibition.
Okay.
This is an exhibition.
The episode.
This is where Richard kills me at the end, just beats me down, and I'm Apollo Creed in the corner, and he's standing over me, and everyone's booing him.
This was 40 some episodes ago, but this episode last episode was Vanity Projects, and one of those that Richard chose that I forget whether it made the list or not was a Paul McCartney Vanity Project, and it got us into some discussion of the Beatles and whatnot. But our episode 156, Shitty Things About the Beatles, we don't necessarily position ourselves as skewering sacred cows or anything like that, but
We're not edgy.
not edgy.
Really trying to shake up your mind. No, we're not purposely trying to do that.
But
This was Shitty
We
Things
kinda
About
did.
the Beatles was one of the ones that we had I have a spreadsheet, and this was at some point relegated down to, do we really want to just be dicks?
yeah,
I think it was in the too negative category.
Yeah, initially when we started recording 4 years ago,
Yeah.
we were like, oh, we recorded an episode that felt bad.
yeah.
And it was like things we hate about sports. And then we were
yeah.
like, we'd never released it. We were also probably drunk. I think
That was also a drinking episode.
we were
yeah.
we were like drinking like whiskey, and it was just like, this just sounds bad. It feels really negative, and let's not put out negativity into the
Yeah.
world. Flash forward episode 156, and we're like, these fucking Beatles, these fucking guys.
You have
Heroin
Everybody
addicts
loves
and-
these Liverpudlians. Fuck you guys.
But then it's like
go to hell, all four of you.
Shitty things about the Beatles. One of them, the Tate LaBianca murderers, like Helter
was-
Skelter forced them to do.
That was one of mine. But you know what?
Yeah,
Maybe don't write that album.
maybe don't. Yeah,
Maybe these people are still alive.
Yeah.
That's on you, Paul.
Or if you know what, don't be so vague about it. Just say, why don't you go? Hey, hippies, go kill some famous movie star people, celebrity hairstyles.
I like that it turned into an REM song.
Yeah,
Didn't know Michael Stipe was in the Beatles.
We didn't kill the Tates.
if you want to see Billy Joel just like lavishing
really.
praise upon himself for writing that song,
Not Rushmore Vanity Project.
watch the Brian Johnson Life on the Road, where he talks about. It's funny seeing Brian Johnson as the Barbara Walters, singer for AC/DC.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That Brian Johnson.
And Billy Joel, you wrote "We Didn't Start the Fire." What was that like? And then in Billy Joel's, wow, I was just looking back at all the amazing things that had happened throughout my life. It's like, you mean you fucking heard the REM sing "It's the End of the World" and you decided you wanted to do one of those. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, it was my turn to say something.
We have awkward silence, and then
That's
we
perfect.
talk. Yeah.
Perfect. Very fitting for our 200th episode. My one single episode choice would be episode 183, which was things that are both the best and the worst.
Oh.
Okay.
And specifically, my favorite trifecta of choices that I think any of us have ever done, which would be Michael's eating French fries on the car on the way home,
It's great and it's awful.
backed up by living across the street from a liquor store.
Oh, it's so good and so terrible.
Back-
Oh, by the way, this morning we are looking out our window and it is 50 degrees in Los Angeles and windy as hell. And there was a girl in a bikini being photoshopped, or like there's a
Photo shoot.
Photo shoot.
There's a photo shoot
She
for this
was photoshopped. She skipped the photo.
This poor fucking girl
Oh,
was
no.
out there, and Emily and I were just staring out the window
On
at our,
the yard? The neighbor's yard?
across the
At the liquor store?
liquor,
At the liquor store?
in front of this bright white wall, and like our dog looked at it first, and then we're peering out there, and then Felix wonders, and like, what are you looking at? And we're like, there's a naked woman outside, and he's
Oh.
like, what's naked? Where's naked? We're
Wait.
like, over there, and he's like, I can't see it. It's like, it's fine.
That's funny. So then you back that up with leaving dishes for the morning, which really, I think, settle more than you intended to about your lifestyle.
I think those are 3 separate days.
Eating a lot of French fries, coming home. I looked at it as more of a day in the life of
Yeah.
Michael Winfield. You're coming home from work. You're coming home from work.
I read the news today.
Oh boy. Coming home from work, eating those French fries, getting a nice base of grease for that night of drinking you're going to be doing, where you're going to have to go across the street to the liquor store because you drank all your wine, then you're going to leave your dishes for the next morning because you're too drunk to do them.
It was a hell of a Saturday.
Yeah, I in general, I do love these episodes that are, I think, as
revelatory.
Even though we do pop culture well, I think the ones that are more personal. And I'm glad we don't do them all the time, but when we do them, I think they're fantastic.
Yeah. The Simpsons was mentioned as one of the choices in episode 186, TV shows that ran far too long. And there was I'm surprised I haven't seen more of these hoax posts or fake news posts where they say The Simpsons is going to be canceled after 30 years. That was, I think, 2 weeks ago. I remember seeing it.
Danny Elfman
reshared.
says, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Oh, he kind of speculates?
But he didn't have any knowledge of it. He's just like, I think they're probably getting ready to be done.
Yeah. And that...
Then he cashes another check.
Exactly.
What's interesting now is I think there are some old world entertainment companies like Fox. Fox is more than, I think, 100 years old now. I think it was 27 or 1917 or something when it was
19th Century Fox.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that are still holding on. They have a few rings on their power glove still, their gauntlet, and The Simpsons is one of them. Even though now Disney has it, and it's just now adrift in this sea of IP. But it made me immediately recall that we had dubbed it as a show that has gone on too long, but almost out of love. You were talking about Jack Black and KG singing about Dio rocking too long, and I speculate that they were doing it out of love.
This would be a mercy killing.
This would be a mercy killing. Yeah.
This is old Yeller.
Yeah, I would also speculate that everybody who works on The Simpsons might agree, other than the fact that they want to keep their job.
Paychecks, yeah.
Yeah. Nothing's supposed to be that. No show is supposed to be that old. I don't. Think
it's like Michael will get this. It's like Voldemort. You have to learn to accept death, and he was never able to do it.
Yeah.
Oh,
trying to defeat death, and that's what the Simpsons are. They are Voldemort.
Sad.
My next choice. Episode 159, the Mount Rushmore of Wayne's World.
Oh, awesome.
Wayne's World.
Fun.
It was one of those that I expected us to have a lot of crossover, but we never did. It was just fun to vamp and gush about something that you can generally love, the good and the bad. Like the bad of Wayne's World 2 and the good about, the origins of it and the bad of like the love-hate relationship between Mike Myers and Dana Carvey. Yeah. And like, there's so much that is within this thing that is just like a goofy premise. It's just like, it's, cable show.
Yeah.
These two guys from Aurora, Illinois. And like, it was just one of these topics that I think has a lot more depth than just choosing your four favorite things about it. It's like, what are there's so many other things that were left off it's one of those, there's so many things that were left off the table that could have been talked about that weren't.
Yeah.
That's like, and this is a little cultural milestone that existed for a decade in some way or another, and then it's kind of gone, but still has all these lovely gooey memories. I just like that I like that the show can do things like that. They can hone in on it can be very broad, but then can hone in on something very specific, and there's still a wealth to mine out of it.
Yeah, we can do horses, and we can do
one of Jeff's best thoughts.
And we can do something very ultra specific like Wayne's World.
When I try to think of topics for this podcast, I do the thing where you kind of cock your head and kind of like a precog in Minority Report, like you're kind of floating around in the ooze and trying to find those images or ideas that come from the medulla oblongata or some underused place in the brain. I was in Vegas a month ago for my wife's birthday, and I was looking for all the things that I took for granted about Las Vegas and could never get to any of them. And I thought about our Vegas episode, and the food options and buffets were your choices. And there were plenty of food options, but I'll be damned if every damn buffet I tried to get to, there was a huge line and I couldn't get in. But now there's a 1 quadrillion celebrity restaurants.
Sure.
now. Every casino has them right up front, and it's
Gordon Ramsay's this or that.
Every person who was on Top Chef or Iron Chef or whatever has their face on a billboard. There's all these amazing, or out front in the casinos, there's always like a gourmet burger place, it seems, too. So
I think I believe you're contractually obligated to eat at least one Guy Fieri restaurant while you're in Vegas. Like when you land.
It's part of the deal.
You sign it, yeah.
You see that thing on your receipt. There's the airport fee, the 9/11 recuperation fee, and the Guy Fieri it's like a tax at the hotel. But I remember thinking
The flavor tax.
and non-gambling entertainment options. That was one of your choices,
right?
Was that like the Shark Reef or
other stuff you can do in Vegas that's not even casino related?
Yeah, shows and things like that,
or just go into like the Mob Museum.
Yeah,
the Pinball Museum.
The Pinball Museum. That we've been to, yeah.
Oh, I should have done that. I didn't do that.
It's just a lot of pinball machines. I mean, listen,
fun.
It's fun to play pinball, but like it's just a lot of pinball machines.
Can you picture one pinball machine?
Okay, now multiply that.
Multiply that by like 200. You got
the best thing about the pinball machine museum is that all you do is want to play Addams Family.
Oh, really?
you're like there and you're like, let's go find the one that was the best one.
Yeah.
Yes, the Addams Family is the best pinball machine, so let's just go play that one.
Yeah.
You don't need the one from like the 1970s that fucking sucks.
Right.
The Elton John pinball game.
Oh, yeah.
All the flippers don't flip properly, and you're like,
there's like two like bumpers to hit, and that's it.
Yeah.
Did you remember Xenon? Did you play Xenon? It was
yes, I remember Xenon.
It was like almost like an H.R. Geiger theme thing. It had this sexy voice. Ooh, Xenon. I remember as an adolescent getting pretty excited about pinball. Just gonna go down the street to the 7-Eleven and play pinball.
Yeah, pinball, you guys.
Yeah.
All right, so my next one is our guests that we had this year.
Oh, yeah.
Such as Paul Preston.
Yeah, Paul's a great guy.
that was it.
That was it.
Okay.
Yeah, we had Paul on twice this year. That was it.
We really looked in upon ourselves this season.
Yeah, this was more of an insular episode.
Hold on.
I would like to point the finger at our booking agent, Richard Manfredi, for not getting anybody involved.
Yeah,
okay.
I'll wear that one.
Okay. We were at Black Cat Comics. And
That might come up on our list.
That might come up on the list
later.
The
back end of the.
Okay.
But in terms of
we were not alone.
But in terms of planned guests, let's put it that way.
We
had Paul on, and Paul was a great addition to the show. And it's why we had him on twice, I think.
Yeah.
He's somebody who definitely got the concept of the show and was able to come in and sort of run with it. He did the Mount Rushmore of invisibility, and then later came back and did the Mount Rushmore of sports movie cliches. And I think he did just a fantastic job, and I would definitely have Paul on again. Yes, you're right. I am the one who screwed up. Although I will say I'm not going to spoil it because you never know what happens with these bookings. But we do have a very good booking coming up for the start of next year.
That's true. I would like to say that
the Beatles.
Yes, all
got all
even the dead ones.
For our winter meetings. We're going to go into our winter. Pretty soon, it's the end of the year. We're going to go into our winter meetings.
Is this like where we trade people?
Where we we trade people.
Am I getting traded?
We'll see what we can get.
Speaking of Paul Preston,
do you think
he'd fit in that chair?
I was just going to say, if we often change the rules from season to season. We always think of like new ways to breathe new life into it. Whether we have a new point system, new rules, new during our winter meetings. If we brought in a fourth person to the Mount Rushmore podcast. Paul has been on a couple times in this last year. He's fit quite well.
Yeah.
In theory, we can't pay him any money.
But I think he's used to that. Hi, Paul.
Anyway,
I'll take that salary and I'll double it.
Just something to discuss amongst us when we're when
we're having our end of year breakfast buffet.
The only thing we need to talk to him about is really just like banging on the table for a number of times to emphasize a point.
Yeah.
And just
don't do that.
Come on, we're in a podcast and I've got to edit this out. I can't even do that. I can't drop the mic all the way down on everybody's mic sounds funny.
I think he would be a great addition to the podcast if we could even manage him. He's
that
such
guy
a busy
is so
dude.
busy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say there was a guest that kind of didn't qualify as a guest because it wasn't a regular episode. and that
you're
was
right.
my bro Matthew Sweet. So I have loved this artist
choice, Richard or Jeff.
since I was going through a whole. I was getting divorced in 97, something like that. And just
Jeff Cast. I didn't know we were going to get a Jeff Cast in
It's
episode
always good,
200.
though.
Matthew Sweet's music kind of helped me through. I had most of his, all of his CDs on
Did you even have
repeat.
Earth?
I had Earth, even though it's so bad.
Yeah.
Sorry, it was him developing his sound. Trip Shakespeare, background singers.
Yes.
And Earth. But it was amazing, and it was also a healing moment because 4 years prior to that podcast episode, I had donated to his Kickstarter $100 in order to receive a Skype message or communication with Matthew Sweet. And it was maybe 5 years before he actually followed up on it. So I spent about 4 years thinking, fuck that guy. and they say, don't meet your heroes. Well, don't donate to their Skype or to their Kickstarters because they'll disappoint you because what they are is rock stars, not people who want to talk to any idiot on
And I will say,
Skype.
even though I totally understood why this was a solo Jeff thing, as a bass player myself, who was into Matthew Sweet as well,
Yeah.
I was a little jealous of you.
Really?
Yeah, I was a little bit like, I could have contributed to that episode.
Oh, I apologize. I should
no,
have
that's
gotten you
okay.
on board.
But like I said,
Yeah, where's your money?
I
Put up or
understand.
shut
I didn't
up.
put up any money for it. That was your reward.
Yeah.
So I'm not angry about it.
Yeah.
There's just a little bit of jealousy.
I think you most likely were hearing the conversation and knowing how much you could contribute and relate.
I haven't listened to the episode. Don't get me wrong.
Oh my
Sounds
God.
like Matthew Sour over here.
Oh my God. I agree. I agree.
All right, are we near halftime?
We are at halftime.
Feels like, okay. Hey, it's halftime, and we want to invite you to listen to the next 200 episodes.
Oh my
we're
God,
going to
we
drop
gotta do
them like
200 more of
Netflix.
these?
We're going to drop them all at the same time. So you
So we'll be away for a little while. I think we're done. We're just waiting for the next season.
Yeah, you might. There might be episodes called "Whose Cat Is That?" where we just say the word, or episodes
Bob's
where
cat.
it's like, let's describe the wall, and that's the whole episode. No, you know what? I could ask you before you binge on the 200 episodes when we drop them sometime mid 2020.
Never.
Go back and listen to all the past episodes. Do us a solid and do that. You're not going to do that. Just go back and rate the Mount Rushmore podcast. That would be so great.
If you hold on, I'm gonna time it. If right now you start listening to every episode back to back to back to back, when the ball drops on New Year's Eve, it'll sound like you'll get right here, and it's gonna be
You
great.
synced it up perfectly.
That was I just looking at the times: 43:22, 47:11.
Oh
No, it's right now. It's right now.
Okay.
Right now.
And if you layer them all together, actually it sounds identical to Dark Side of the Moon.
Oh, sweet.
So it's pretty good.
Just play this all on like 1.5 speed too.
Bro. All right, who's up? It's Michael.
My my next choice is a Jeff Hopkins classic.
Oh, snap.
Episode 169. Nice. The Mount Rushmore of comedic Draculas. And now listen, we could have gone just with Dracula and would have had a great show. But
Comedic Dracula.
Comedic Draculas just takes it just a nice little look into how Jeff's brain works when I'm just begging him, can you just
Please submit
some ideas, and Jeff will just like barf up like 9 in a row, and they're all fucking great, and you're just like, why is this like pulling teeth out of you? And then it's like they're all so super, and you come out with something like Comedic Draculas, and it's another one that's just like, we had a lot of like crossover choices,
Right.
Because maybe it is not such a diverse subject.
Yeah, okay.
But it is a fun subject.
Yeah.
I mean, Love at First Bite, we both talked about, Dracula Dead and Loving It, and then it kind of went off from there.
Mm-hmm.
But I love when we get into your brain, and
That scary place.
it is a scary,
Yes.
fun place,
Yeah.
just like Dracula. He's a
His
scary,
castle.
fun guy. I love when we can like dissect a topic and just get into like whatever this thing is.
Yeah.
In that whatever has been created in pop culture, and somehow we can gum it all together, like silly putty and whatever, and just re-release it and see what's going on.
You know that I think did I bring this term up or ask you guys if you'd heard the term headcanon?
Yes.
Yeah. And I'd seen that defined once again, or somebody saying, I always thought that, this character and that character off screen were friends. Or I always thought that after such and such sitcom ended that they went off and formed a band together. This idea that you and maybe the collective we have about these characters, or like Ernie and Bert, what's their real relationship off screen?
Right.
That kind of thing. And
Bert is the top.
Bert Duff for sure, definitely. I do feel like we sometimes tap into that world, the things that we feel that aren't written in black and white in that piece of culture or piece of history.
I know we talk about Star Wars quite a bit, or I have over the last couple of episodes, but like the convergence of like canon, head canon, and now like this legend canon.
Yeah.
That these poor fools, these poor suckers who are Star Wars fans are dealing with.
Oh, yeah.
When like, and then, the big mega corporation comes in and buys it, and it just like ruins their fucking life. And I think, well, too bad. You fools. I'm sorry that you invested so much time in your own personal story about what Luke Skywalker was doing for 30 years. And that part of that was reconciled with like these books written by like sci-fi writers. And then Disney comes in and is like, he's a hermit and he does nothing. And he drinks milk out of the teat. And then he fishes. And he's just like a dick. And you're just like,
no, he went on adventures.
He was the coolest Jedi that ever lived, and he dressed in black.
Not so much. All right, my third one, since we're trying to behind the scenes here.
Okay.
We have 20 minutes until Jeff has to leave for a holiday Christmas
I gotta
party.
bust it out.
Wrap it up,
So
B.
we got to wrap this up soon. I believe from your commentary earlier, Michael, you may also have this on your list. This would be episode number, which one is it? 187. Our Black Cat Comics
also on my
episode.
list. Yeah.
Otherwise known as the Mount Rushmore of lesser known Batman villains. What a weird day that was.
It was fun to do a quote unquote live podcast, and it was amazing that your guest came in and had no idea what we were talking about.
Yeah.
It was astounding.
Yeah.
And I love him for being there and showing up, and he was just like,
Pat the Batman guy?
No.
Oh.
Jim Fry.
Oh, Jim.
The actual guest. And it was just like, I'm throwing darts.
Yeah.
I'm trying to hit the wall, and I don't know what I've got. And then thank God that I'm Pat the Batman guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he saved us.
It just seems like every once in a while.
It was on Batman Day, right?
Yeah, it was on Batman Day. Every once in a while, somebody knowledgeable will just kind of wander into our lives inadvertently.
And then I just remember and thank you to the Black Cat Comic Peoples for having us.
Love that place.
Yeah, it was a great place. Please visit it if you're in Los Angeles. But I do remember they had us in the back room, and people would be coming through to like look for figurines or whatever, and kind of see us doing something and look sort of confused. And then turn around and quietly walk away.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't even like,
God, that's our
hey,
podcast.
gotta do this. It was just like, okay, I better tiptoe out of here.
Nope. What's the opposite?
Unsubscribe.
Is there a never subscribe?
No, it's just people were just like, okay, this is interesting.
Yeah.
We should be quiet and get out of here. They're doing something. I don't know what it is.
It was a fun episode just to record. I could talk about comics and Batman and stuff all day, but it was wonderful to be there to see like Jeff slide down his proverbial bat pole and turn into fake Adam West. I'm sorry,
dear.
retro Batman.
Retro
Batman.
And just to see him in like various stages of undress and put this stuff on, and people wander in, and we're just like taping stuff to his chest, and it was so. And then, but once Jeffrey completed the metamorphosis and came out of the cocoon and was this beautiful Batman, it was astounding because it is so in character, and he does not break. This man does not break.
And you won something.
He saved a kid.
I saved a child.
He saved the city.
He saved the city.
Of Gotham.
And yeah, that's true.
And you won something.
I won The Dark Knight Rises.
Oh God, that's awesome.
The third
DVD?
of the a Blu-ray.
The Blu-ray.
Even
More pixels.
even more.
And
soon.
now that
my
I
God.
gifted
More
you
brooding.
the first two today.
Now that and Richard gave me back something he's had for like
2 years.
Probably no.
Oh, maybe longer.
Like 7 years.
No, it was when we were doing the podcast.
It was not because
wow.
I made this whole project of like
This is why we're doing the podcast to eventually get them,
To
give you
his
so
damn
many
DVDs.
chances.
And he's done.
I scanned all these DVDs into a digital format to put on a Plex drive, and the Plex drive thing never worked out properly. I'm sorry, Emily. I will fix it, and I will get this Raspberry Pi computer.
So
we've talked about Jeffrey about setting up this thing.
Basically, you're going to get Jay Rubin to do it for you.
That's right. But basically, yes, it's nice to have a set of DVDs back that
there
I
you
haven't
go.
had in forever.
Well, you're welcome. All right, so we up to the last choice. You've already did that. Black Hat was your
That was my fourth.
default fourth, right?
And I think Jeff.
Jeffy, do you have anything?
Is anything else that
I would just say that this last episode last week of Vanity Projects felt like a flip of the coin to musical side projects, because I think we chose those because we liked them. And this Vanity was kind of a thing that we kind of looked askance at some of these things. So I remember that episode.
There's a fine line between musical side projects and
Vanity
vanity projects.
Well, I would say Jack, no matter what Jack White does, I want to punch him wherever he is, even though he's doing great things and he's incredibly talented and stuff like that. So
He's making some sort of vinyl out of reprocessed cheese or something. I
Yeah,
don't know.
taking a stick and hammering a nail and wrapping a guitar string around
Right.
it and taking a...
He's bought a full-grown African elephant, and he's engraved his latest record into its tusk, and you can only listen to it by running the needle down this elephant's tusk, and you have to be in his presence.
Yep. Yeah.
It's a lot of work to listen to that album.
So I thought that was a fun and informative thing.
The album is Tusk.
Tusk Bump.
It's Tusk.
Yeah.
The USC marching band.
So my last one is it's not specifically an episode, if that's okay. It is the new scoring system,
Oh, yeah.
which we instituted this year, I believe.
Very challenging.
And I really love it.
Okay.
I think it's great.
It's been fun.
I think it's great to have a little
Take that
bit
note
of...
into the winter meetings.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's been great to put a little bit of thought into not just what you're picking, but when you're putting them out. We tend to save, therefore, our best ones for last because it tends to hit the big points.
And then getting it bumped up early, it's just like, "Argh."
Right.
Oh, yeah.
So there's strategy involved in this
Okay.
now. Speaking of which,
Jeff Hopkins' choice.
yeah, it was. This was your...
Did I flake out on that towards the last couple
no.
months? Okay.
No, it's been
Okay.
great. And
Okay.
speaking of which, Michael, do you happen to have the final points tally for this season?
I don't know. Let me see. I haven't done it for the last episode, but I could figure that out real quick. Okay, so going into 199, it was Michael 261, Richard 256, and Jeff 12. Jeff, you really fell off giving yourself points.
Oh.
Yeah, you need to use the Borglum's bag.
Talk
more
about
often.
winter meetings.
okay.
You started out strong with Borglum's bag.
Yeah.
And then you're just like, I hate
Fair
doing
enough.
this podcast.
Fair
I
enough.
hate you guys. And
No,
our guest got 33 points. So let's see.
So Paul Preston got 33 points.
So let me just look at my
I
notes real
scored
quick.
a lot more than I did in this.
Well, I think I must have won because I'm the only one who could have scored points. Well, I don't know.
Let's see.
Ooh,
Hold on, let me figure it out.
ooh, this is good. Yeah, this is like
So
it's coming down to the wire
Yeah,
here. Usually
yeah.
this is a blowout one way or the other.
Richard got Paul McCartney was your first choice, right?
That was 1 point,
And then you got The Lady in the Water.
which was my second choice.
So that's 1, 2, 3.
So
one-
you held on.
So you got one. I'm just gonna add them up real quick. 259.
So you won by 2 points?
2 points.
Oh my God.
Sweet.
But then Jeff also got some points that if
Oh.
they're in there.
Well, congratulations, Michael.
All right.
It was a hard-fought battle and
that's
came down
great
to
to come
the
down
wire.
to come down to 2 points and not know and whatever.
Right.
Super.
So now I understand why you chose my 1-pointer and my 2-pointer.
Oh, wow.
A little bit
Snap.
of strategy in the
I
judging.
could
there.
have, but I didn't.
Yeah, that's true.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Yeah, Happy New Year.
Is this a New Year?
Oh, it's going to be. It's
Gonna be
post-Christmas.
New Year. Okay.
And New Year's coming up. We are, again, peeling the onion away here. We're recording a couple of weeks before.
Yeah.
So we can go do family stuff with
Yeah.
our families. But, yeah, happy holidays, everyone.
I'm putting on the 2020 glasses.
Yeah.
Brought to light. This has been the Mount Rushmore podcast. My name is Jeff, and as always, and this is guys.
Oh, I'm Michael.
Happy New Year!